Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Omar Bennett here, or also known as USMC Gomar. And today we're going to be talking about something very, very important to me, and that is this type of diversity called race. The definition of race is a group of people related by common descent or heredity. Now, I'm choosing Overwatch here for an example of race, is because Overwatch is not officially yet, but unofficially, the #1 most diverse video game in all of video game history by using multiple groups of different races as characters in the video game, and also uses their different types of culture as well. Now, let's get started. Now, the way that race can affect the different types of the ways that race can affect students' lives, their school experiences, and academic and social performance is it makes that social boundary between other races because they do not share the same beliefs or the race or the color of their skin. Now, it would be hard for a student to fit in, say, for an example, if an African American student came into a white dominant school or the other way around, it would be more harder for the student to fit in because children tend to socialize more with others of the same race. Now, because of this, students become more socially stressed because they are wanting to fit in, which gives them a tough time to concentrate and focus academically and perform to the best of their capabilities. So, what teachers need to understand is the fact that whenever they're teaching a class of a dominant school, they need to realize that it's not just one race. There's always more than just one race. There's always a different race out there that's going to be in your classroom. Oh man, I just threw Diva into that pit there. So I just throw that out there because I was pretty impressed with that. And sorry for the bad gameplay here, but I was just wanting to make a quick video. So I don't play as Lucio very often. Also, it's quick playing that competitive. But back to what I was saying. Just need to understand about the whole there's more than just one race in a classroom. Now, teachers also need to understand that the students that come to the school of say a different dominant of a school from their race are going to have a tough time fitting in. So they need to be able to try to connect with the student, perhaps try to connect to the student to help the student at least have a little less stress in their life of trying to fit in at least. And another thing, teachers need to be aware of this with students of certain race. And that is sometimes the students will try to victimize themselves because of the race, such as if a student gets in trouble, they assume that they're in trouble because of their race and not because of what they actually did. An example is a student was caught cheating on a test, and the teacher, of course, catches him and tells him, hey, you cheating, you fail. Well, the student can always of that different race can always say, oh, you're just failing me because I'm African American or because I'm Mexican, because I'm white, because I'm Irish or German. But that's this part where that's one of the teachers' biggest fears of teaching in a classroom, or at least that would be my biggest fear. So the best way to assess it is assess the situation and explain to the student what they did wrong. And then explain it to them that the fact that it's not anything of their race and that they need to stop doing something like that because it makes the teacher feel uncomfortable that they would assume such things like that. And I get killed here. 3. Yeah, look, I got annihilated. It's just crazy. Now, some other hints, some other tips I want to give to the teachers out there is be accepting to that student. Help them achieve better by accepting them. And not just pushing them away and thinking they're just some other kid. They're not just some other kid. They're people. They have feelings, just like you and myself. Now, make sure that there's no racism amongst other students. Which this could help the student with the social behavior wise and help them fit in a bit more by explaining to the students what racism really is and preventing racism from even happening. And that way a student could be able to fit in with another student and they don't have to worry about their own race. And another thing, it's more self-explanatory. I feel like I shouldn't have to be specific on it. and that is to be fair. You know, if one student's getting something, and it's not because of anything they did special, then make sure every student gets that. Don't just exclude a student because of their race. Um, and that's everything I have to say about this topic, really. I can keep going a little more about it. Like, I can go into detail about the fact that, sometimes instead of just like, instead of just talking about race, let's also talk about genders in school. And what I mean by gender is like male or female. Specifically, males and females are given like specific roles apparently nowadays, and that like what they can or cannot wear. So, how would this affect a student's life? Well, the fact say that there's males hang out with males and females hang out with females, and children are very mean to each other, of course. So, males would make fun of the females, females would make fun of the males. But if a male and a female are friends, then socially they're not. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's really hard for that to actually be a thing. Normally, the females would communicate with females, and the males would communicate with the males. And in their school experience, it would be more along the lines of if a male child has to like these certain things in order to be considered a male child. Either that, or they get made fun of, called, "Oh, you're just a girl, haha, you're girly girl, whatever." And that goes the same with the females. Why can't a female like a monster trucks and all that other cool stuff? Just like the males do. Oh, that's because of the fact that there's such things as stereotyping in the school system nowadays. Now, can it affect them academically and social academic performance? Not so much. Their gender cannot really affect them like because affect their academic performance because of their gender. It can put pressure on the student because of their gender, of performing in class because of the fact that, hey, you're a female, you're supposed to be smart, or hey, you're a male, so you're gonna be dumb, kind of a thing. Um, what teachers should understand about this type of diversity is that males and females tend to be very segregated and very selfish to one another. So say like sharing with a girl shouldn't happen because it's a female, and then sharing with the male, is not allowed because they're male and the other person's a female, etc. So teacher needs to understand that students will do stuff like that and to be aware of it. That way, it can get fixed and covered real quickly. Uh, teachers should also be very sensitive to this type of diversity, and what I mean by that is be careful what you say to these students, because if a male student just shows up in a dress because they want to wear a dress that day, don't just sit there and say, "Why are you wearing women clothing? That's only for girls." Don't do that to the student. Just let the student express their own creativity and be themselves. That's all I can say. Maybe that student wants to identify as a female for right now. That's just a stage in their life. They'll change their mind sooner or later. So they need to be very sensitive to those types of situations. And that goes the same with females too. So some good tips that I want to give to the teachers about this whole gender diversity, and it's the number one tip I want to give them, is the pair. If you ever have like a group activity going on, pair up the females and the males together. That way that they can get used to working together, and that goes the same with the race as well. Have people of different race work together and be together and get used to that fact of, hey, we can socialize with each other. That way we are ended up making our school more diverse, because as what my teacher told me in composition 1 is that diversity is only a thing if everybody communicates with everyone of different culture, not just a school full of different people. It also works with communication as well and being friendly to one another. If you want a real diverse school, you do things like that. Now, another tip I want to throw in there for the teachers, actually, for just one last tip about race, is that if some children have that language barrier where they don't their first language is not English because they're from another country. try to work with that student a little more and be understanding of the fact that that student is deficit of English right now, and that the student's right now learning a bit more of English. So just work with the student a little more and help figure out a way to get the student to understand what the learning goals and etc. and that kind of stuff is right now. Man, I really should not have played as Anna there. That was just a bad play on my part. But that that's honestly explains everything I want to talk to you guys about today. And there's actually like a whole 5 minutes left of this game, so I'll just kind of commentate the game just a little bit here, and maybe if I think of something else up, I'll let you know. So I'm playing Zana here. Yeah, I got a lot of hours of Zana. Got like maybe an hour or two of Ana here. It's not very good, of course, but I'll end up switching here soon. Like you're gonna see my sniping skills here. Ready? Oh, missed. Oh, missed again. Oh, I hit Zenyatta technically, but I think I missed like every shot. I don't think I landed a single shot. No, I didn't land a single shot. Not even a Hanzo there. I hit Junkrat. I get killed by Hanzo. I'm just so bad at this game. It's crazy. See here. Oh, now I'm playing as Hanzo. This is my main here. Hanzo's one of my main characters I play as. I'm pretty chill with Hanzo. I think we're actually getting pretty close to the end of the game. And I hope we are. Let's see here. Yeah, kind of are. Because I don't remember if I ever died as Hanzo or not. I don't know. It's a really good question there. But if you do like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe. Of course, give me an A on this assignment if you really did like this video as well as the gameplay. I really did try to cover everything I can about this assignment to the best of my abilities. I feel like I performed pretty decent here. Also, if you want to check out my Twitch channel at USMC Gomar051814. And thank you for watching. As always, stay salty, my friends.